Hello and welcome to Anjuda Guitars. I'm Carlos Montoro. Today I'm going to continue with the restoration of this 120 years old guitar. The goal is to remove the back of it and take a deep look at the interior. But for that to happen, first I have to make a jig. So let's do it. The structure of this guitar is fragile, to say the least, as I'm working with a wood that is so old. All the extra caution is an investment. It feels like walking on quicksand, so you better have something to grip to. In acoustic guitars, the back has the mission to support the whole instrument. It's the foundation of the building. Once the back is removed, it may be the case that everything starts to deform. Think about it this way. When building a classical or acoustic guitar, you start making the back, then you glue the sides to the back, then the top to the sides, and finally the neck to the top and sides. Here I will remove the very first piece of the puzzle. With a modern, well-made guitar, this step is probably not necessary, but in this case, every caution is welcomed for what is about to come. I choose this soft music from Nº15 to illustrate kind of the reality I live every day in my workshop. You think that everything is calm and relaxed. You're having a chill out day. Maybe you are starting to feel sleepy watching this while my voice embraced you. But suddenly... Let's continue. So yes, you can try to work relaxed, but the drama is always waiting at the next corner. So, the mission of this fixture is to preserve the structure of the instrument once the back is gone. Both the exterior and the interior will have pressure with this, just as if the back were still in place. Although it may look complicated, it is a straightforward design. First, I took measurements of the silhouette of this guitar and from another one that I will also restore someday. In brackets, that one is even older. Once the measurements are in the computer, I made the slots where the reshaped parts will accommodate to the silhouette of the guitar. Some mevafoam is used in the parts you are watching now. This softens the pressure within the sides of the guitar and the support, avoiding cracks precisely because of that pressure. A little of CA glue and the accelerator keeps the foam in place. And like so, the fixture and the guitar are finally introduced to each other and will stay together for a long time. The shorter again, the better, but I'm afraid this journey has no shortcuts. It takes whatever time is needed. At this point I had a surprise, and I'd like to explain what you're about to see next. This graphic represents the average construction of an acoustic instrument. Here you can see the back, the side, the lining glued to both, and the binding adding extra structural force. As you can see, the lining and the binding are flat, so something can be used to break this joint here. But Casasnovas had a surprise for me. The lining is not flat with the side of the guitar, but it's a little bit higher. So the binding is not a simple rectangle, but it has to deal with the squareness of the lining. As a result, the bond of the different parts is much stronger, There is no flat line to separate the lining from the back or from the sides. This, my friends, is an example of the mastery that Casas Novas had. This type of binding is way harder than the one we use today. The level of precision you need to do something like this is extraordinary even nowadays. But this one was made in 1901, using only hand tools. I would expect to find some imperfections, the binding to be a little bit shorter here or a little bit wider there. But all I found was perfection. The downside of all of this is that there is only one way to take this apart. I'm afraid I had to broke the lining. Believe me that doing this broke my heart. Only the knowing that there is no other way to make this guitar playable again made me do it. And like so, I used Sactos, blades, heat and moisture to finally remove the back of the guitar. This top was plenty of bad news. There were a lot of older reparations that don't even match between each other. Looks like many hands had been here before. Different techniques, different glues. Probably epoxy was also used. This complicates everything a lot more than it already was. So far, there is no help from this one. But I will do it anyway. Everything will be addressed, fixed and repaired. I will take this one to its glory, no matter what it takes. So, I hope to see you next time.